Today we are going to talk about the two British territories in the Leeward Islands, Anguilla and Montserrat. First we're going to talk about Anguilla. Anguilla is a British overseas territory in the Caribbean. It is one of the most northern Leeward Islands, and it is just east of Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands, and it is very close to the island of St. Martin, which we will have a separate video about. It is a very small island, and it has only one city called the Valley, and that, of course, is its capital. And it is only 35 square miles, with a population of about 17,000, most of which live in the valley. Anguilla comes from the Italian word meaning eel, because of its long, slender shape. Anguilla was first settled by people from South America around 1,300 BC, and it was called Maliuana at this time. It was most likely first colonized by the English settlers from St. Kitts in 1650, and they planted tobacco and cotton. Like with most Caribbean islands, it was briefly ruled by the French before returning back to English control a year later. The French continued attacking for a long time until the French and the British made peace. In 1882, it was formally federated into the colony of St. Kitts and Nevis, which was not a very popular decision. Most Anguillans did not like that. A lot of Anguillans left during the Great Depression of the 1930s. Then, in 1958, the West Indies Federation was founded, and Anguilla became part of a new country in the West Indies Federation called St. Kitts, Nevis, Anguilla. And many Anguillans, however, wished to be part of the United Kingdom again. Eventually, they voted to become a colony again, which is a very rare event. Most people do not want to be a colony. So it's probably the only time in history that a colony has, after gaining independence, voted to become a colony again. Anguilla, despite being a British colony, uses the Eastern Caribbean dollar, which is also used by St. Kitts and Nevis, Antigua and Barbuda, and many other countries. Now on to Montserrat. Montserrat is another British overseas territory in the Leeward Islands. It is about 39 square miles, so only slightly larger than Anguilla. And the population is only 4,649, and we'll get to why that is. Montserrat was first settled in 1632 by the English. It was attacked briefly by the French, did not succeed. But then, during the Revolutionary War, the French, hoping to aid the Americans, captured Montserrat. They didn't intend to keep it. It was returned to the British. Since the French invasion, and now a very important event, the most important in its history, happened. In 1997, the Soufriere Hills volcano erupted, covering over half the island with volcanic ash and rendering over half the island uninhabitable, including the capital of Plymouth. Even though Plymouth is still the official capital, the real capital is Broads, which is where the government buildings are and where the government is. That's why it has such a small population, because most of the people were moved off of the island, since the section that's inhabitable is really small. They are under construction of a new capital called Little Bay. Tourism has taken a hard hit because of the volcano, and Montserrat is not in a very good situation right now because of its volcanic troubles. So yeah, that's Montserrat for you. And those are the two British territories in the Leeward Islands.